we're going to talk about Red Bull, George. What can I mean, can they finally get their first win since Spain? Is my question. I mean, it's been such a long time. The car has seemed not it's not seemed the fastest anymore. That's been the case for quite a while, that it's not the fastest car on track. And normally Red Bull does seem to have the operational ability um, to be able to deal with that. But I think if they really want to seal things back up, or and even have a chance of getting back to winning ways in the constructors, they need to start winning races again. And unfortunately, they're fighting that with one hand behind their back. Can Max Verstappen get their next win in Interlagos?
Yeah, it's incredible how things have changed around. I mean, when the European Football Championships were on and Austria played against the Netherlands, I was getting flashbacks to, because it's that much throughout the whole season up until that point. But we haven't heard it in 10 races now, something like that. It's been such a long time. Red Bull have one of the fastest cars on the grid. I don't think there's any doubt about that, at least in Max Verstappen's hands. It is able to compete for podiums at a minimum. I think there's not much between them and Ferrari and McLaren right now. But again, at least in Max Verstappen's hand, because, against Sergio Perez, he just cannot do anything right. He is so far off it. It's genuinely embarrassing at this point. I've already had my say about him already from his weekend in Mexico. I really feel for the home fans. It was all over by qualifying effectively. I didn't really have much of a hope at all on Sunday. So I don't know. I mean, it's a tough one for Red Bull. I think they have the potential to win races with that car. I mean, Max Verstappen won the sprint race in the USA, and now we've got another sprint race coming up in Brazil, so he could well win it again, going off of that. But to be honest, and this might sound a bit disrespectful, but I don't think Max Verstappen cares. I don't think he cares about winning. His one aim right now is to beat Lando Norris. Doesn't matter where. If it's for 11th and 12th, he wants to be 11th. If it's for first and second, he wants to be first. If it's for fifth and sixth, he wants to be fifth. His one aim is to beat Lando Norris every single weekend, and we've seen exactly what that means with what he did in Mexico. He made absolutely sure he did everything in his power to keep Lando Norris behind, and did it, and would have done it if it wasn't for the penalties that he rightfully got during that race, obviously. So I think they have the potential to win, but I think Max Verstappen is more than happy to let Ferrari finish 1 and 2 every single race for the rest of the season. I don't think he frankly cares. The key though for McLaren though is getting Oscar Piastri up there. Lando needs his wingman, and unfortunately in Mexico, with how qualifying shaped up, he was never going to be up there. And Piastri, it's easy to criticize him for Mexico, but at the end of the day, this is his second season in Formula One. He's only just won his first race not long ago, earlier on in the season, so it's very difficult to expect him to be as Lando Norris. But I think in Brazil, I think they've got a good chance of getting a good result, to be honest. So we'll see how they get on with that. But yeah, I think Red Bull now, they, like you said, they're in third in the Constructors' Championship, and it's hard to see how they're going to score more points than McLaren and Ferrari for the rest of the season.